There's been a lot of changes in marketing. There's basically three revolutions that have happened. There's the AI revolution. There's also been a video revolution. And then there's the business culture revolution that's slowly kind of crept in. These are the big revolutions that are happening right now. What are we going to do about that? If you look up the statistics, I think it's 80% of all online traffic is video. So that means if you're not putting video out there, then you're basically conceding 80% of the eyeballs. There's been a lot of changes in marketing, and I wanted to talk to you about how you can use video to address the biggest problems you're facing right now. Zero-click search is a thing now, so you're probably not getting the same results you were from your website. The AI marketplace has really flooded things, and now everyone's trying to figure out what to do about that. And now all these platforms are focused on video. So really, it's a new era that we're entering in. I see that there's basically three revolutions that have happened. There's the AI revolution, which now means that anyone can create content at bulk, which is, in a lot of cases pretty good and can serve a lot of your purposes. But there's so much of it now. How are you going to stand out? How is that actually going to work for you rather than against you? There's also been a video revolution, which basically means the younger generations are more video savvy. We've got iPhones now. We've got post-pandemic webcams, and remote work is now a thing. And people are now posting TikTok-like videos on LinkedIn. You have this opportunity now to either make that work for us or against us. And then there's the sort of a business culture revolution that's slowly kind of crept in, again, with younger generations, a more casual vibe. The eclipse between the professional world and the personal social media world is really kind of like a lot of overlap right now. So the line between professional and unprofessional, it just isn't what it used to be. In some cases, in a lot of cases, especially on social media. These are the big revolutions that are happening right now. What are we going to do about that? The marketplace has changed, so now we need to adapt. With all three of those revolutions, video, like the kind of video I'm doing right now, authentic, a real person talking, thought leadership content about my subject matter expertise, which is video. When you take video like this actually stands out in an AI-flooded marketplace. Because it's real, it's authentic, it's my insights, it's my own personal opinion. AI still can't replicate people completely, so I still have my own thoughts and opinions which are valuable to my audience, and your audience will also value your insights. By producing content like this, it used to be very expensive to do video. So when you say video, a lot of the older people will think, hey, that's gonna be hard and expensive. And it certainly can be. But now there's more space in the marketplace for different levels of production quality. And by that, I mean stuff shot on an iPhone is usable in some cases, and we still have high-end production like 4K cameras or even beyond that, and everything in between. So rather than just being high polish value, really expensive video, there's room for all of it is really the point. Professional video over a webcam is now acceptable. Take a look on LinkedIn and you'll see what people are putting out there. So really this is an opportunity to cost effectively at scale have a visible presence in your online communities in a way you never really could before. And not only is that an opportunity, I would argue it's sort of a necessity, because how else are you going to stand out in this AI-flooded marketplace? On platforms that prioritize video like LinkedIn and all the other social media channels, if they're prioritizing video and you're not playing that game, you're basically just opting out. You're saying, okay, someone else can have the visibility. I don't want it. I'm too shy. I don't want to take the time. It's too intimidating. Whatever your excuses are, it's basically not participating in the marketplace. If you look up the statistics, I think it's 80% of all online traffic is video. So that means if you're not putting video out there, then you're basically conceding 80% of the eyeballs, the eyeball time that's out there. I mean, do your own research, but I think it's pretty obvious that the marketplace likes video and you can do it now in ways you never could before. So how do we then harness these three revolutions and make them work for us rather than against us? Well, I think really it's got to start with strategy, right? You got to have a plan. You got to think through, what are our business goals? What are our marketing goals? What are our content goals? What are we doing now that's working? And then basically come up with a strategy to use video to either replace what you're doing, augment what you're doing, and meet the market where it is. I think one of the epiphanies I would like to share with you is that video as a format actually contains all the other media formats. It's got visuals, it's got audio, and when you transcribe it, it's got text. So it's sort of like the master format to rule them all. You can come up with a strategy to create content like I'm doing right now. This is a longer form content piece, but then it can be chopped up into other pieces. It can be an audio for a podcast. It can be shorts for social media. I could do medium form, maybe take a 15-minute video and chop it into 3 5-minute videos. This whole idea of repurposing this content from the outset, I call pre-purposing. You're basically deciding upfront to have a backwards model of repurposing. You're planning to record once and then distribute everywhere. By using that model and assigning different quality levels for different types of content, like you might have high quality hero video that's like on your website, here's who we are, all that kind of stuff. But then you might have social clips that drive people to your website, or you might have a YouTube channel with like 5 or 15-minute content about a subject that's really relevant, something maybe newsworthy or topical that's a new thing that you need to talk about. That kind of content doesn't always need to have the highest level of polish. And there's all kinds of things you can do to raise the quality value. In my setup right here, I've got some lights, I've got a microphone, I've done something with the background to make it a little bit better than, a laptop staring up someone's nose. There's things you can do at every price point. You can do a 5-minute fix, lift that laptop up, go to somewhere that's not dark or noisy, or you can buy some stuff on Amazon, order some equipment, spend a little time making your online presence a little bit better, and that's going to probably represent you in the marketplace a little bit better. But I would argue for most people, as long as they can see you and hear you and there's nothing distracting going on, that's professional quality. So don't get hung up on these high quality standards that are a little bit of a legacy way of thinking. I mean, they still matter, but there's also another lane. So you can actually play both sides of that if you want to. And I've been experimenting with this myself. I think for me, I never wanted to be on camera. I was a video guy behind the scenes, editing, shooting, producing, stuff like that. And I've been doing this for 30 years, but only in the past year have I decided to turn the camera around and put myself out there. And the results have been amazing. So now I'm a visible expert in a way that I never was before. I was doing the work. People that knew me would come to me and say, hey, I need a video, Dane, can you make it? And I would. But now people that I don't know are seeing my content. I'm able to share my expertise on, I would say, a pretty important topic: online visibility, marketing, video, AI. These are trends that are important to talk about. And I've got an expertise. You do too. And so if you're not sharing that, again, you're just sort of conceding that to the audience. I think we really are at a special time right now. And I'm hoping that by talking about these issues, I can help educate and persuade you to, pick up the mantle and do this stuff yourself. You can start small. You don't have to swing for the fences. You can just use your iPhone, do a little bit of testing. If you like it, you can post it. That's the good thing about the video we have these days. Use your webcam, just spend a little time on it and just get started, because if you're not going to play the visibility game, then how else are you going to get clients? It's harder than ever, and these platforms don't necessarily want you to succeed. They want themselves to succeed. So use what we have to get out there, and I'm going to be a resource for you if you want to talk about this stuff, you want to get pointed in the right direction. Let me know in the comments if this stuff is helpful, what sort of questions you have, and I'll make more videos like this to help you be successful. So thanks for watching. I'm Dane Fredrickson for Digital Accomplice. Thanks. Bye.